Hey everybody. So, surprise, surprise, we're gonna do the trial right now. That means no trial tonight. Or stream tonight, I guess, to be more precise. Gonna go ahead and knock it out of the park now. I just couldn't wait any longer, it was killing me. It was so weird, it was really fast, which was strange. Okay, give me a second, making sure everything looks good on my end. Okay. Alright, let's do this. Time to figure out how Sakura died. Wow, there are so few of us now. Monokuma made his announcement, and everyone began to meet up, one after another. And then... the ultimate martial artist! A locked room murder mystery! What? Oh, I've just recently discovered the power of emoticons! Like, no matter how awful something is, if you toss in a smiley face, it turns positive.
Yes, indeed.
For example, you're at a picnic and you find a dead body. This is just plain creepy.
Well?
And how about the reverse?
Here.
No matter how great something is, if you put in a sad face, it makes it look super negative.
Yes, indeed.
For example, do you have 100 friends? He's right. That does make it seem sad.
I can't wait! I can't wait!
Now then, please get on the elevator. I'll see you all down there. Oh man, I used to do those. The dancing Kirby's. What the hell was that? I don't get it.
Just the worst.
I don't get you guys. How can you act so casual after murdering someone?
Don't look at me!
I don't think I'm acting casual.
Don't be mean!
I mean, I didn't murder anyone.
What the heck?
Yeah, I'm completely innocent. How dare you call me a murderer?
What the heck?
Whatever. Either way, the truth will be revealed soon enough. Because there can be no doubt one of us is the culprit. The killer. The one that murdered Sakura. She was stronger than anyone I know. And yet, someone killed her. And that person is here? That person is one of us? Yeah, let's go. Come on, time to put an end to this. I made my way toward the elevator. But with each step I took, I felt like I was moving further and further away from my goal. I could feel a chill fear running through me, trying to make me rot from the inside out. No matter how many times I go through this, it never gets any easier. We climbed into our steel prison in total silence. We watched the doors close and felt it began its sinister descent. Wow, I can't say that one apparently. The elevator lowered, uttering its all too familiar clunking sounds. It fell lower and lower, and as suddenly as always, the ride was over. The doors opened once again. There are not very many of us. Just the 6 of you, huh? Really?
Kind of depressing.
That's so few. You must be so lonely. You say that like it's not your fault we're all that's left. I wonder, will the class trial end with one less classmate again? Or will your school life come to an end completely?
Now then.
Are we ready to begin? You know the drill. Find your assigned seats. And so the curtain opened for the 4th time. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly fate, a deadly class trial. I don't know why they repeat that every time. But he sure does. Oh man, I don't remember half the buttons, so this will be fun. Do I have them all? Steadies your aim a little. Effective during the non-stop debate in the handgun cabinet. Okay. Is that all of them? Okay, we're good. We know all the clues, we just did this.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results.
Really Egyptian stuff this time around.
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, where to begin?
Yeah.
We already know who did it.
Whoa, deja vu.
Yeah, I think that's how it opened last time.
The one who killed Sakura is one of the people that hated her. Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro. It was one of you.
Idiot.
I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah! I'd never kill someone, no way!
I don't want to hear your stupid excuses.
Nina seems really sure that one of those three is the killer. But she must have some reason for believing that. Oh, where am I? Alright, what do we got? Always account. Okay.
It was one of you. One of you killed Sakura.
And what reason do you have?
Hold on, I just need a controls real quick. Let's see. Aim, silencer, fast forward, fire, truth bullet, select trooper. Okay, alright, we're good. I just need the, wait, hold on. Okay, we're good.
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
No? Alright, fine. Come on, Makoto, don't claim up now.
Shoot!
Yeah, no, I'll be pushing buttons. I can try to how this
It
works.
was one of you.
Yep,
One of you killed.
And what reason did
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
Is that it?
That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have for accusing us?
No, that's wrong.
Oh, okay.
Another reason you suspect them is because Sakura wanted to meet with them, right?
Yeah, and that was right before she died. So there's no doubt about it. One of those three killed her.
I love that Kyoko and I are just off the hook. I can't disagree with Hina. There's good reason to suspect all three of them. And does that mean one of them did it? Wow, right back into another one, huh? This is a weird trial. Pocket trash. Oh, okay.
The fact that Sakura wanted to meet with all three of them, there's no way that's not suspicious. One of you is absolutely guilty.
I don't deny that she wanted to meet with us, but I never went to see her.
I didn't either.
Yeah, same here.
Oh, wrong button. Oh, man.
I never saw her.
Liar.
No, that's wrong.
Yes, you did. See that I always can be.
Hiro, when we were talking before, you dropped a small piece of paper, remember? It was white with red polka dots.
What's that got to do with anything?
Oh boy, a lot, actually.
Red polka dots? That's gotta be the wrapper from the candy I gave Sakura.
No, it's,
Ever since we got into the warehouse, I totally monopolized that entire box of candy.
Curious what the candy was. Like little caramel ones, or was it like those old school granny strawberry candies with the weird like gel on the inside? Where do they even get those?
So there's no way a single one of them was left in the warehouse.
Are you that thorough?
In that case, Hiro, where did you get that piece of candy?
From Sakura. It's the only
I
explanation.
didn't ask you, Hina.
well, I mean, yeah, sure I got it from her, but she gave it to me forever ago. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened to her.
When? When did she give it to you?
The last time you saw Sakura was when Hina had to go to the nurse's office, right?
Yeah, so I must have got it sometime before then.
But what Hiro said can't be right. Sakura could only have gotten the candy after the incident in the nurse's office. The reason I know that because that's when she
I
got
got
it.
I'm not sure about that, Hiro.
You're really guilty this time around.
Hina didn't actually give Sakura the candy till after she left the nurse's office. So if that was the last time you saw her, there's no reason you should have had that candy.
Damn it!
Really? You gave it up that quick?
I mean, what I meant was...
Bro.
Oh, that's right! I did meet up with her in the rec room. You got a problem with that?
Yeah, actually.
Why the sudden hostility?
But we just talked, that's all. I didn't do anything, you gotta believe me.
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
What the heck is happening right now?
More hostility.
It's not just normal hostility. You're the real culprit. I even have proof.
How? You weren't allowed in the crime scene.
Huh? Proof? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about her shining message.
What would a shining message even be?
At the scene of the crime, she had written out Toko in her own blood, right? It was her dying message. Just like what you guys were talking about with Sayaka.
That's true. I saw it for myself.
See? See? Toko did it!
That's weird.
What are you saying? No way! I didn't do it!
You just don't know when you're beat, do ya?
Hero, hold on.
Yeah, take a breath, dude.
When did you see that dying message of hers?
You weren't allowed in the crime scene.
Huh? Well, when we found Ogre's body. Duh.
But if you recall, Hina was very adamant about keeping you away from the scene of the crime. So it's hard to believe that's when you actually saw the message for yourself.
Hold on. But when Kyoko found the magazine with the dying message in it, it was on the magazine shelf.
I got it! Kyoko, you found the magazine on the magazine shelf, right?
That's right. Looking through the shelf, I found the magazine with the dying message on it. I found it
You're in
right
it,
there at the
maybe.
scene of the crime, after we'd started the investigation.
Not really on it, in it.
If that's true, then what Hiro just said doesn't really make sense, does it?
Doesn't make sense?
Bro, you are digging your grave.
What doesn't make sense? Everything I said makes perfect sense.
Sure, if you have some background knowledge. There's definitely something strange about it. Kyoko found the dying message during the investigation, in which case, it clearly contradicts what Hiro told us. Oh, does that mean I need to grab one of them? I don't remember how to do that. Okay. Okay. Now I know.
I can tell.
I know. I just looked at the controls, but just give me a second. I don't actually see a button that does what I need. How do you get it? No, I don't remember. It's been so long. Hold on, give me a second. I'll look up the controls here. Let's see. How do I do it? Last trials. Give me a second. I have no idea. I genuinely don't remember. I guess we'll just wing it. I'll figure it out.
Tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
Crap. Which one do you mean? At that time, where's the magazine? It was on the magazine shelf. So is that what I'm using?
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
Which makes no sense.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine. When I pulled it out,
Oh, you
I
hold
saw her
triangle.
final
Got it.
words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
Alright, let's try this now. Yeah. I think I got it this time.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
No?
And I can tell you when I found the dying message.
Well, crap.
It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf.
Hey, what the heck? Oh, man. What am I supposed to do? What am I missing? Hold on. Give my brain a second here. I'm gonna guess I need a different one. I just don't know which one.
When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
Maybe I need Hero's statement?
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
I'll remember the buttons eventually.
And I can tell you when I found the dying
Maybe
message.
that one's the magazine.
It was
stuff?
only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked
Oh my gosh, guys, I'm sorry.
Away on the
Buttons.
magazine shelf.
No? What the heck? No, I don't know what I'm doing, Keiko. Let's just be honest here. I have no idea what I'm doing. What the heck am I supposed to do? Did I get it right and I just missed?
Shoot!
Let me think about it one more time. There's still a contradiction in there somewhere. Maybe I just mixed it up. I got it. I hit one of the like purple phrases on accident.
I can tell you
I can do
exactly
this, I
when I
promise.
found when Ogre's body was.
And I can tell you, it was only after I found the
Lord disease.
tucked away on
the button.
magazine when I pulled it out.
What's your
Try
problem? What I
again.
said makes total sense.
Yes.
I can tell you exactly
Oh my lord, if I could remember
when I
how
found
buttons.
the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
Oh my god, how many times am I gonna do this? Okay, I hit one of the purples. That was my bad. Oh my lord.
When Sakura's body was found, that magazine was sitting on the shelf nearby. That's where Kyoko found it, after we'd begun the investigation. And you weren't at the murder scene, so there's no way you could have seen it then.
I don't know why I keep hitting the square button.
Tell us the truth, Hero. When did you see the message?
Hold on. You're focusing on the wrong part. Why does it matter when I saw it?
Well, one, you stood your ground on it.
All you gotta do is read the Vienna sausage Ogre left us, and we know who the killer is. Toko!
I don't even know where to begin with that one.
He's just trying to confuse us.
Actually, can we even be sure Sakura wrote that message in the first place?
Yeah, her hands were clean.
Yeah? I think we can all agree Ogre wrote that message. 100%, without a doubt, she wrote it. And this is me talking, so you know it's true.
Also, did y'all see the weird glitch finger? Without a doubt. No, absolutely do doubt. There's no way Sakura wrote that message. Her hands were clean. She didn't have any blood on them. Why is it green? Oh.
Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest. I'm at least 30%
I don't remember
right.
how to do this. Oh my lord. Reload. Fire. Got it.
The occult is bullcrap. The end is nigh. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest. I'm at least 30% right. The
Did I fail? Oh my god. Damn it. No, no. Y'all shush. I forgot how buttons. I was hitting it right, I just didn't know. Of course. Yeah,
I refuse to give up yet.
Let me try again. I can do this. I just didn't remember how the buttons work. Why do I keep hitting space? Okay, square reloads, triangle shoots.
Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. The end is nigh. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap.
Seriously, what am I doing wrong? Why isn't it working?
I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. The end is nigh.
Okay,
I'm at least 30%
now I remember how to
right.
play.
The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest. The end is nigh. Can't hear you, can't hear you. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right.
Of course we fail because I didn't remember how this works. Okay, just didn't remember how it works. Yes.
I refuse to give up yet.
I can do it. Hold on. Now I know what we're doing. Okay, let me try again. Lock on, reload, shoot. I got it. I got it. I can do this.
Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. The end is nigh. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest.
Did I do it? Oh, thank goodness.
Show
All right,
me the
two
proof.
fails. But finally got it.
This should prove it.
Goodness gracious. Guys, I'm really good at rhythm games too, so
I'm completely unconvinced that Sakura wrote that dying message. Because if you look at it, the message was almost certainly written using a finger. But both of her hands were completely free of blood.
Say what?
Then, who did write it?
Hiro could very well have written it himself.
which would explain how he knew where it was.
That would explain how he knew about the message in the first place.
Look at her little smug look.
Yeah.
Did Hiro kill Sakura?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
But why?
Ah! He admits it!
I figured as much.
But why would you write something like that?
Because I killed her!
Really? You're admitting to killing her?
Please, just let me explain what happened.
What is happening?
I got Ogre's note, and so I headed to the rec room right before noon, just like it said.
You just did exactly as the note asked? What a fool.
And when I got there...
Alright, I can't do her voice. It kills my throat. Sorry, guys. Sorry, but do you mind waiting? I asked a couple of other people to meet as well. Oh, okay. Would you like a piece of candy? It might help give you some energy. Sure. Thanks.
And that's all she said. After that, we just stood around in awkward silence.
Oh, that's weird.
Suddenly, I heard her mutter something.
This is it. I'm going to end it today. I'm going to end everything.
As soon as I heard that, I just knew. I knew she was gonna try and kill me. She was gonna kill me and make her escape. So of course I freaked out, and then...
Really?
I saw my only chance. I grabbed the Monokuma bottle from the shelf and smashed it across her head.
The locker's closed behind him.
I I hit her from behind before she had any idea what was happening.
Dude, cold-blooded.
Then she just went limp. I didn't see her
Offered you
move
candy
again
and
after
was
that.
nice.
Once it was over, I pulled myself together. I
I
realized
can't
if
believe
I
he just
didn't
straight
do
up
something,
admitted to it.
I'd be caught and executed. So I wrote Toko's name in blood across a magazine on the table and I ran away.
That's it. That's all he did.
I can't believe you! You're the worst! I hope you die!
Well, that's what happened. Go ahead. Roast me, boil me, do whatever you want.
Dude, we're only like 25 minutes into this, and half of that was me failing the stupid rhythm game.
You're not gonna get off that easy.
So something's up.
It's death. Death for the one that killed Sakura. We're ready to vote now, right? We know who did it.
No, I think there's more to Hiro's story.
Yeah,
What are you talking about?
because we found
what else
2
could there
bottle
be?
glasses. Plus one of the chess pieces are missing.
There's one thing that Hiro's story just now doesn't explain. And until we figure that part out, we can't consider the case closed.
So what is it that Hiro did that doesn't make sense? What would he have had to do after writing the message? It doesn't make sense. Why didn't Hiro put blood on Sakura's finger and make it look like she'd written it? I just panicked. I didn't even think about it. You wouldn't have thought of that even if you didn't panic. Anyway, that's not the point I was trying to make. What is it then? Here they're talking with the message. Doesn't make sense if he was trying to blame Toko. Why would he hide the magazine, I guess?
I got it!
Duh. Come on, brain.
That's true. Everything you just said. It doesn't explain why the magazine was hidden, does it?
Huh?
By the time the body was discovered, the magazine had been picked up and put on the shelf. Why would you take the time to write that message, then stick it somewhere we might not find it?
I'm smart sometimes, guys. I swear at the beginning of this I did really well.
Oh, well, I didn't hide it. I'm sure I just left it sitting there on the table.
Really?
He's lying! He's gotta be
Oh, and
lying!
now Toku's freaking out.
I don't see any reason he would lie now, after already confessing to the crime.
Was Toko in the locker? Saw him do it and then hid the magazine?
Then he's not lying?
Assuming he's telling the truth, someone else must have put the magazine back on the shelf. In other words, at least one other person was in the rec room both before and after the incident.
I don't think there's any question about that.
Yeah, it was Toko.
But then, who was it?
Well, there's only one left.
If they went to the trouble of hiding the magazine, they must not have liked what was written on it.
Someone who wouldn't have liked what would have been written on it.
I
Oh,
got
I
it!
wonder who that is.
It had to be Toko, right?
Busted.
Who else would want to hide the magazine other than the person whose name was written on it?
Was he right, Toko? Did you really go to the rec room?
Why would I have... Wait! That doesn't even matter! We already know who did it, right?
Hands are like freakishly small compared to the rest of her.
Hiro just admitted it!
It's weird.
That's right. I killed her.
No, I didn't.
Who asked you?
I don't doubt Hiro attacked Sakura with the bottle. But that's not where this case ends.
What do you mean?
What he means is that Hiro isn't the killer.
He had the attempt, but he didn't have the follow through.
You can't be serious! That's just... I don't believe it!
He panicked and he's not very strong.
Hiro, tell us what happened one more time. If we go through it once more, it should become clear he's not Sakura's killer.
So, what do you want me to do?
Step by step, buddy.
Just tell us what happened one more time when you attacked Sakura.
I don't really see why, but okay.
We haven't reached the end of the case just yet. Hiro isn't the real killer. I have to prove that. Does this have to do with me and Kyoko weighing the bottles? Kyoko's examination summary, status of Sakura's body, and the yellow powder. Crap, that's a lot of them.
I didn't want to, but I did it. I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby, and I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
You hit her from behind. And you only hit her once. Is that right?
Yeah, just once.
That's the one? Oh my gosh, if I could not hit the wrong button, that'd be great. Oh, I did it! Oh, I did it! Yay!
If Sakura died from Hiro's single blow, that doesn't explain why she had 2 head wounds.
2?
That's right. She had 2 separate wounds on her head.
And remember, this girl examines dead bodies as a hobby. Personally, I'm inclined to believe her.
Really, bro? At least she doesn't move the bodies.
But I only hit her once. How could she have 2 wounds?
2 wounds means she was struck twice. What's more, both attacks must have come from a Monokuma bottle.
Hold on. How can you know that just from some cuts on her head? She was attacked twice with 2 Monokuma bottles?
It's not just because of her head wounds. It's also because of the Monokuma bottles themselves. There's something very suspicious about those bottles.
So I have the night piece, and I think we're missing either the king or the queen. I'm still not sure.
Once you understand that point, you'll understand why 2 separate Monokuma bottles must have been used. Think back. After the incident, there were 4 Monokuma bottles left on the shelf, right? And we found pieces of a bottle on the ground, along with the chess piece it had inside.
That was the bottle Hiro hit Sakura with, right?
For now, just note that there were 4 intact bottles and 1 broken bottle.
Okay.
But originally, there were 6 bottles in total, meaning 1 has gone missing.
But how can you know for sure there were 6 bottles?
1 for each chess piece.
That's easy. If you look at what the bottles all had in common, it should become clear.
Oh, I get to do it? Cool. The correlation between the Monokuma bottles. I feel like it's starting to become clear. The connection must be the object that the Monokuma figure inside each bottle is holding. Chess piece? Oh, I have the Hangman's Gambit? Okay. Yeah, it's chess piece. Okay. Yeah, see.
Now I understand.
Why does his voice sound pitched? Oh, Lord.
That's it! The chess pieces! Inside each bottle, there was a Monokuma figure holding a different chess piece.
King, rook, bishop, pawn. I definitely remember seeing each of those.
So it is the queen and the knight that I'm missing.
And the piece that was inside the broken bottle we found was the knight, if I remember.
It's in my pocket, so I should be able to just show you.
So, what's that matter?
The queen piece is missing.
I guess you don't know too much about chess, do you? Then let me explain. In chess, there are 6 different pieces. The king, the queen, the rook, knight, bishop, and pawn.
I forget the castle's called Rook. I've always called it the castle.
What was left intact at the crime scene were the king, rook, bishop, and pawn. Just those 4. And on the ground was the knight.
Oh, so the queen is missing.
So we only have evidence for 5 bottles at the scene, while 1 apparently went missing.
What does chess have to do with anything?
Well, that means she got hit in the head with another bottle, which sucks.
Yeah, shogi is way better.
Bro.
Yeah. Wait, no, that's not what I mean. So, let's say a bottle did go missing. There's still no evidence that has anything to do with this case.
Actually, there is.
That bottle could have disappeared any time before the murder.
No. It's clear that the missing bottle is connected to this case.
How is it clear?
Well,
Think about what state the missing bottle must have been in. Maybe then you'll understand.
Wait, then the bottle that was missing.
I got it!
It was
The
broken.
bottle must have been broken.
What makes you so sure?
Because we weighed the pieces like psychos.
Because there was evidence at the scene that supports it.
Huh?
That's right. We found evidence that shows there was more than just one broken bottle at the scene.
And what is this evidence?
It wasn't just a single broken bottle, and the evidence that proves that. It was Kyoko and I figured it out before. This one. Oh, sorry. Wrong button. Again, can't hit the right button.
Earlier, Kyoko and I did a little experiment. We compared the weight of the broken bottle pieces at the scene to one of the unbroken bottles. And what we found was that the collection of pieces was heavier. And the reason for that is there was actually more than one bottle's worth of shattered glass.
So from this, we can surmise that 2 bottles were actually broken at the scene of the crime. But someone did their best to clean up the pieces of one of the bottles, along with the figure inside. But when they did, they must have left behind a few too many pieces.
Just enough to make it too heavy.
Which is only natural. They certainly had no way to measure the exact right number of pieces to remove.
But why would they have to try and get rid of it like that anyway?
Because of what it would reveal about the case.
Sakura didn't die from Hero. She got hit again. There can be no doubt the second missing Monokuma bottle is involved in this case. It must have been used by Sakura's second attack.
I got it!
Aficionado.
The bottle that was removed from the scene was used the second time Sakura was attacked.
The second wound on Sakura's head came from that second bottle. Given all the evidence, this is the only possible conclusion.
The killer wanted to make it look like there was only one attack, so they had to get rid of their evidence.
From there, we can conclude that it wasn't Hiro who delivered that second blow.
Me and Kyoko go to trading blows.
Wouldn't you agree, Toko?
Ugh.
And there's the matter of the magazine. You must have been in the rec room when the incident took place.
Wait! I admit, maybe there was a second attack, but there's no evidence I had anything to do with it.
No way! You killed her! I'm
Oh
sure
my
of
goodness.
it!
Bro, you shush.
Shut up! Until 2 seconds ago, you were claiming you killed her.
Okay, I agree with Toko on this one.
I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. That's just the kind of guy I am.
Also, you're a horrible liar.
Plus, I just remembered something that proves it.
Which is?
Okay, fine. Let's hear it.
Gakuga's being really quiet this time around.
It was right after I got Ogre's note. I was kind of nervous about it, so I went to the rec room early. You know, to stake it out or whatever. So I was waiting there, and that's when I saw her. I saw Toko go into the rec room.
You did?
Pretty soon, Ogre showed up, and she went into the rec room. I assumed Toko was still in there, so I figured everything would be okay. That's why I headed in. But when I got inside, Ogre was all alone. Toko had disappeared.
And you just now decided to share that with us?
Great.
After the shock of thinking I'd killed someone, I forgot all about it.
You were really dumb.
Could someone tighten the screws on his brain? I think they've come loose.
Yeah.
So, Toko, where the heck did you disappear to?
You don't know what you're talking about. I never went in the rec room.
I'm sure she didn't disappear, but maybe she found somewhere to hide.
Hiding in the rec room? Don't be ridiculous.
This is a weird case.
Whoa. Why are you all ganging up on me? You're all nothing but vermin.
No, it's not ridiculous at all. New proof that shows Toko was hiding in the rec room. And I have it. She left it there for anyone to find. New... Oh no, not a new thing! Yes. So far, you've probably been pressing the triangle button during your final strike without a second thought. But from now on, you're going to have to pay a little more extra attention to your finishing blow. Great! Now you'll have to choose the proper truth bullet and use it during your coup de grace. You'll select it the same way as during the non-stop debate, simply pressing the L1 button. also like the debate. If your logic difficulties, I think does go right. But for educational purposes, we're just going to pin your set to me regardless. Just this once, okay? Oh, by the way, you're about halfway through the game now. Go you! Really? We're just now halfway? Oof. Well then, good luck. Crap. I have to do the... No! Not again! We just got through this!
It's a lie! I admit nothing. I hate you. I curse you. No, no, no! That's enough! I admit nothing. I curse you. I curse you.
You curse all you want. I'm still gonna beat
It's
you.
a lie! It's a lie!
Okay. Final strike.
That's enough!
Alright. There we go. I got it.
This should prove it.
I get it? Okay, thank goodness. That wasn't too bad. Now that I know what button does what.
Did you know someone left a handprint behind on the inside of the locker?
And not just one, but like 8.
They must have been hiding in there and put their hand on the wall without thinking.
And it was very dusty.
Does this handprint look familiar, Toko?
No, it doesn't.
You have the world's smallest hands.
Okay then, let's just compare it to your hand, shall we? That'll clear everything up, right?
Stop wasting my time.
Oh.
Just tell us the truth.
About time. Why didn't you just start with that?
Okay, it's my
Oh
handprint.
my god. Seriously, why didn't you just start with that?
Dang, she just straight up admitted it.
Then you killed Sakura!
No, I swear, there's no way!
Out with it.
I probably did kill her.
Oh my god. The back and forward is ridiculous.
Straight up again.
Dude, seriously, why isn't Byakugan just asking her the questions? We'll get straight answers.
Wait, what do you mean probably?
Give us the details, Toko. What happened between you and Sakura?
Talk. Now.
After I read
Oh my
Sakura's note, I decided to go there early, so I went into the rec room. I didn't know what she might do if I didn't go, but I was too scared to face her head on, so I figured I'd just sneak in first and hide in the locker.
Then, did you see what happened? Did you see me hit her?
Yes, and I saw you write my name. I saw you forge her dying message.
Well, that's awkward.
So after he left, I jumped out of the locker and put the magazine back on the shelf.
But when you did, you put it back upside down.
I didn't mean to. I was in a hurry.
Imbeciles, all of you.
Forget all that. Why did you attack Sakura?
After I put the magazine back, I heard a sound behind me like a monster growling. And when I turned around,
Oh.
there was Sakura, covered in blood and staring right at me. When I saw all that blood, I fainted. Right there in front of the magazines. I don't remember what happened after that. If you want to know more, you'll have to ask her.
Alright, somewhere like flicker with dust or something. Her. Oh, thank goodness, that was fast.
Ah, guess who's back?
Oh, yay.
It was your fault after all.
My fault, Master's fault. When our faults combine, they soar to even greater heights.
Good lord.
Just answer the question. Did you kill Sakura?
Well, to be honest, Miss Morose and me don't actually share our memories. So I can't really say what was going on. But I was just minding my own business, sleeping peacefully when someone shook me awake. Was it a prince paying me a visit? I wondered. So I opened my eyes to see... splatter everywhere! I was not prepared for that. And, well, I guess it took me by surprise. I got so startled, I smacked her with the first thing I could find, which I guess was a bottle. Sakura was just worried about you, and you're terrible!
Yeah?
No, she's terrible! Thanks to her, I murdered someone who wasn't an adorable boy for the first time ever!
And when it was all over, You collected the pieces of the bottle to get rid of the evidence, didn't you?
I wasn't about to die for some woman! If I'm gonna go down, I want it to be for killing Master!
You better watch out there, Byakugan.
Just go away and die your meaningless death alone. Don't drag me into it.
But I just can't catch a break, you know? Fate's got it out for me. Because normally, Sakura should have been able to dodge my attack no problem.
Even as strong as she is, she must have still been reeling from Hiro's attack.
Hey, come on. That's, you know.
Fair?
But anyway, I'm not the one that killed Ogre. So that's good.
You still tried, though. So that's good. Keep talking like that. and
Well
Gina's
then, that's that. Let's start the vote.
Huh? I thought for sure you'd have some words for Hiro on that one.
What's wrong? Come on, everyone. We're ready to vote, right? Let's do this.
Why does she keep trying to push the vote?
No, not quite yet.
Huh? Not yet? Why not yet?
Literally, every 5 seconds she tries to push the vote.
Don't you think there was something odd about Toko's story? I mean, you had to have noticed.
Odd. Huh?
Hiro's attack, and then Toko's, but that still wasn't the end of it.
It's right, because Sakura vomited blood.
Tell us your story one more time. Tell us what happened after you fainted. Then even this gaggle of idiots should understand what I'm talking about.
Your wish is my command, darling.
She wasn't on the couch because she got up to check on Coco. It's not over yet, is it? The one who killed Sakura. You know, look at her. Coco's examination status of Sakura's body in the yellow powder.
I was just sleeping peacefully. And all of a sudden, Sakura was right there in front of me. I remember waking up right in front of the magazine shelf.
You were taken by surprise when you saw Ogre covered in blood. So you smashed her head in with the Monokuma bottle?
You got it! I smashed her good!
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up. I killed her there in front of the shelf.
That makes no sense.
No,
She was on
wrong.
the chair. Coco's not lying. Sakura moved.
We found Sakura sitting upright in a chair. If the blow by the shelf was the cause of death, there's no explanation why she was in that chair.
So, you finally noticed.
Oh, please.
That's just another lie from a bloodthirsty serial killer.
She hasn't lied to us so far.
Are you sure you didn't attack her while she was sitting in the chair?
No, I'm sure she's telling the truth. Anyone who saw the murder scene should think the same way.
That has to be it. Evidence that proves there was an attack in front of the magazine shelf. Magazine shelf, blood stain. What's this one?
I got it! Sakura was definitely attacked in front of the shelf. The blood stain by the magazines is proof of that.
Then she must have moved the body after she killed her, right? All to make it look like I did it. Because when I hit her, she was sitting in the chair.
Hey, come on now, look at me. I can't carry anything heavier than my own scissors.
Woman, we have seen what your crime scenes look like.
There's no way I could move a muscle-bound heavyweight like that.
Then what's the deal?
Well, are you still convinced the case has come to an end?
But...
Plus, the biggest mystery of all, the locked room, still has yet to be explained.
Did Sakura put a chair up against the door?
Until we take care of that, we can't say this case has been properly settled.
Oh, that part's easy. After she killed Sakura, Toko just hid in the locker again.
But the locker was open.
So she just hid in there till everyone showed up and opened the door? And while everything was all confused and hectic, she just snuck out of the locker into the group.
No.
No, I don't think that's possible.
The reason there's no way Toko was hiding in the locker is because
I got it!
I saw it. It was open.
Even before we opened the door to the rec room, Hina and I both got a look inside. And at that point, the locker was already open. So obviously Toko couldn't have been hiding in there.
Yeah, kind of give it away pretty quick.
Okay then, where was she hiding?
She wasn't. She left the room.
I don't know. What's this whole locked room thing about anyway?
How did you not know? You killed her!
I think the fact that I don't know proves I didn't kill her. Thank you very much. You're lying.
No, she's not. I've been saying all along, there's still more to this case.
But if Genocide Jill didn't do it, that means Ogre didn't die from the shot to the head.
And
Well, I can't imagine what else could have killed her.
I've got a thought.
that's because you're overlooking vital information.
Would it really be missing something so important? There's another possible explanation. Maybe it's... Is it finally time for the yellow powder? Yup. Genocide Jill's happy face.
What was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head.
No? Come on, Dakota, don't comment now.
Shoot!
Is it not the yellow powder?
What was it that killed Ogre?
Okay, hold on. Let's think. If it wasn't the yellow powder... Maybe it's the Monokuma file? Something that I can think of. Let's see.
If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack,
Let's try that one.
then what was it?
I'm gonna assume it's Hina.
There's no
It's the
other
last one
possible
I had to
cause.
say.
What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head.
Did I miss it? Are you kidding me? Oh, okay. Woo!
No,
Oh, okay, that noise means I just missed. Cool, good enough. Okay, so what's the Monokuma file? The Monokuma
according to
file
the
said she
Monokuma file,
vomited.
Sakura had vomited blood.
Okay, okay.
I think we can assume there's a chance this was related to her cause of death. In fact, there was even a trace of blood left around her mouth.
But couldn't you vomit from blood due to a blow to the head? 2 blows to the head?
Well, I mean, maybe when she got hit with the bottles, she cut the inside of her mouth.
I know I feel sick when I bunk my head.
If that's all it was, the file wouldn't have specified vomited blood. Not to mention, I didn't find any cuts inside her mouth.
Did you really look in her mouth?
You even checked in there? God, you really are into dead bodies!
Yeah, that's a little creepy, bro.
No, I'm not into dead bodies. What I'm into is solving mysteries.
That was a little sketchy there, Kyoko.
But if there wasn't a cut or anything, then what made her vomit blood?
Oh, I have a thought.
Some sort of reaction within her body. Most likely, Sakura was poisoned.
Poisoned?
That's right. This is the conclusion I've arrived at, and so there can be no mistake.
I don't think she was poisoned. I think it was self-induced.
You're making me go all weak in the knees!
Also, her tongue like that looks like a pepper.
She was poisoned? It isn't possible!
Is it really so hard to believe? Then let me explain exactly how the culprit was able to poison her.
I don't think she was poisoned. Not in the normal meaning of someone poisoned her. She was poisoned, but I think she did it to herself.
You can explain it?
Of course, if you don't mind.
Everyone quiet! Shut up and listen to Master!
Okay.
But you're the only one talking.
Yeah, shut your mouth, Coco.
The key to unlocking this mystery was hiding in the chem lab up on the 4th floor.
Not in the rec room? Then I could have found it all along.
Oh my lord.
You never would have, since you gave up on the search the moment you were barred from the crime scene.
Well, yeah, good point.
There's a big shelving unit in the chem lab that houses a variety of mixtures and chemicals. And that's where I found this.
Is that the poison?
It's not an especially powerful poison, but it'll still kill you if you drink an entire bottle. But the specific properties don't matter. What does matter is where I found it.
Where'd you find it?
On the wrong shelf.
The shelf is divided up into 3 sections, A, B, and C. In Section A, dietary supplements. In B, reagents. And in C, a variety of lethal chemicals.
And that's where the poison came from? Section C?
No, no, shush.
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
Bottle of poison Byakuya just showed us. I'm sure I know where he got it. It was on the same shelf as all the supplements, I'm positive.
I got it! The poison was actually in Section A, wasn't it?
Huh? You just said that Section
in the
A
wrong
was
spot.
for supplements or whatever.
Whether she put it there, I don't know.
Strange, isn't it? Why would there be a bottle of poison mixed in with all those nutritional additives?
Yeah, so? Why?
Because the culprit switched it out. That's why.
What do you mean?
I mean, this.
Oh my lord, what are you doing? Bro. I couldn't believe my eyes. Byakuya put the bottle of poison to his lips.
Master!
We were so shocked at what we were seeing, all we could do is stand there and watch. What are you doing? As if it were the most natural thing in the world, Byakuya was as calm as ever.
Ugh, that tastes awful.
Oh no! Master's in real trouble! You have to drink some water! You can't just swallow powder! It'll stick to your throat!
Idiot! He just swallowed poison! We need to make him spit it out!
The flavor certainly makes me want to spit it out. What's so high quality about this stuff?
Huh? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the protein, of course.
Protein?
Can I see that bottle for a second?
Sure. Do whatever you like.
Kyoko took the bottle from Byakuya and scraped out a bit of the contents with one finger. She touched her finger to her tongue.
This is... it's protein powder.
Why is it bright yellow?
Correct. That wasn't poison in the bottle, but harmless protein powder, which makes one wonder, the poison that should have been in that bottle, where did it go?
The bottle of poison was actually filled with protein powder, which would mean that conversely, the poison must have been in... could it be? The protein shaker? Is that what we're after? Protein shake. It's protein something. Drink. I need an in.
Now I understand!
It's a little high pitched. Now I understand.
The poison must have been poured into the protein can. If the protein's in the poison bottle, it seems only logical to assume the reverse is true, right?
Absolutely. The contents of each container were switched. So the protein was in the bottle of poison, and the poison was in the protein can. Once you accept that, it becomes obvious how the culprit was able to get Sakura to drink the poison.
Holy crap!
All they had to do was hand her something there at the scene, and she was happy to drink the poison herself.
You're the only other one that was invited.
I got it! You're saying they gave her a protein drink, right?
A protein drink which actually contained a deadly poison.
What?
That's all it took to kill Sakura. That is the true cause of death.
You know, I do remember Ogre saying that protein stuff was good for all kinds of aches and pains. So maybe she took it to try and help with the whole bleeding head wound thing.
No.
But what was offered to her instead was a bottle full of poison. And I already know exactly who swapped the mixtures.
For real? Who was it?
I don't know. I'm really confused at this point.
Evidence revealing who replaced the two materials was left in the chem lab for anyone to see.
Evidence that shows who switched them. There has to be... It must be what we found in front of the shelf. The footprints, right? Where is it? There it is.
I got it!
Dude, I'm so
Footprints
confused.
left behind in front of the shelf.
But the powder was on her shoe. Would she have switched it?
That's the evidence you're talking about, isn't it?
I visited the chem lab this morning, and there were definitely no footprints there at that point. They must have appeared around the time of the murder, which leaves no doubt that they're connected. What's more, the footprints were in front of Section A, where I found the bottle meant for the poison. The culprit must have gone to Section A to swap the poison and protein, leaving their footprints behind. And given how clear the prints were, figuring out who they belong to will pose no problem.
Yeah, I guess.
All we have to do is check everyone's footprints right now. Then we'll see who...
It was me.
What?
The footprints. They're mine.
Hina?
If you're all gonna find out anyway, I'd rather you hear it straight from me, you know?
What?
Then Ogre's killer was...
Was it an accident?
Yep. I did it. I killed Sakura.
Why?
Just as I suspected. The footprints were made by a pair of sneakers. There was no mistaking it.
The heck?
And the only people here who wear sneakers are...
Sneakers. Makoto. Oh, is it me and Hina?
I got it!
Are we the only people who
Me
wear
and Hina
sneakers?
are the only ones. Oh, so Byakuya. That explains why you...
These footprints must be... Makoto, are they yours? No! Okay, then let me see your shoes and I'll confirm their size for myself. Oh, that's what he was doing.
If the footprints didn't belong to Makoto, that left only one other possibility.
Doesn't Sakura wear tennis shoes?
Just Hina.
Plus, Hina's been acting strange ever since the trial began.
Yes.
You were in an awful rush to get to the vote, weren't you?
Yeah.
This whole time, you've been focused on pinning the crime on someone else,
Why would
haven't
she
you?
kill Sakura? That doesn't make any sense.
I can't believe it.
I don't believe it. The powder was on Sakura's shoes.
What about it can't you believe?
Well, it's just... The two of them were so close.
I mean, that means nothing. Sayaka tried to kill us.
That's likely exactly why it turned out this way. Because they were so close, Sakura didn't think twice about it when Hina handed her the concoction.
But I don't think Hina did it on purpose. I bet Sakura went and swapped them.
Hina used that trust to kill her.
I don't think so. I really
She
don't.
deceived the victim, and she tried to deceive all of us. I have to say, Hina, coming from you, this was a particularly nasty little scheme.
Something still seems off.
Is it true? Did you really kill Sakura? And if you did, why? Why would you do that?
I found her. There in the rec room. She was hurt. She asked me to bring her that protein drink. But when I went to get the powder from the chem lab, it just occurred to me all of a sudden.
Now's my chance to kill her. That's what you thought, right? That's when you switched out the protein powder, and that's when you gave her the poisoned mixture.
I don't think so.
And then she downed it. All at once.
That still doesn't explain how the rec room was locked on the inside. It's impossible to do from the outside. We'd already checked.
And then...
Hold it!
Yeah, I'm with Kyoko on this one. Something's off.
I'm not convinced.
You're not about to claim she wouldn't kill a close friend, are you?
I don't think she did it, so yes.
You still don't get it, do you? The game we're playing here isn't so kind. Honeyed words like friendship don't matter here. What matters is outwitting the opponent, defeating them. Not a person alive would sacrifice themselves for another. In the end, we're all in it for ourselves. Just like how this girl sacrificed Sakura to save herself.
I don't think so.
You say that, but I'm still not convinced.
How many times do you plan to repeat yourself?
Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying it because of some misguided sentimentalism. But there's still that one unsolved mystery, and I'm not convinced.
Are you talking about the locked room problem?
There's no way for anyone else to be in the room.
Hina, if you really are the killer, explain it. How did you create that locked room?
Well... that doesn't matter. Just because I'm guilty, that means I have to tell you everything?
No, it doesn't. But the fact that you won't tell us concerns me.
Surely you're not... Do you honestly think Hina didn't actually kill her?
Yes.
And if I do?
Impossible. She switched out the mixtures. She's the culprit. There's no way you can doubt this.
Are you sure about that? Even ignoring the fact that I don't want to believe it, it just doesn't fit.
What doesn't fit?
I mean, why would someone leave such a clear clue like a footprint?
Sakura's shoes is the only one that has the yellow powder on it.
It's too obvious.
I
It's
still
too
think
easy.
Sakura killed herself.
He's right. It makes it look like you wanted people to suspect you.
That was... I was just nervous. So, I didn't notice I'd left a footprint.
I think Hina messed with the crime scene so that she could get everyone killed because she couldn't accept that they had drove Sakura to killing herself.
You didn't notice?
That's what I think.
Yeah, that's just how it was. What can I do?
Listen, Hina. Could you go into a bit more detail? Tell us more about when you switched the poison and the protein.
How did you switch them?
How come? That doesn't matter.
Hina, please. I'd like to know too.
Fine.
Waste your time if you like. It's clear that Hina is the culprit. There's nobody else to suspect. Nobody else could have possibly done it.
Go ahead, Hina. Start from the moment you arrived at the chem lab.
Well, right away I went to Section C and got the poison.
And is that when you spilled the powder in front of that part of the shelf?
Yeah. When I opened the bottle, I dropped it like an idiot.
I see. Okay then, go on.
So then I moved to Section A and got the protein powder, and that's where I switched them.
There would have been footprints going from where she dropped it into another section.
Once I was done with that,
But it's only in Section A.
I took the protein can that had the poison in it and left the room. But I accidentally put the bottle filled with protein powder back on the wrong shelf. And because of that, everything I did got found out. And that's it.
That story you just told.
Doesn't make any sense.
First you went to Section C to get the poison. Then moved to Section A to get the protein, right? Meaning you went from Section C to Section A. Do I have that correct?
Yeah.
But that's true. Isn't that a little strange?
Can you repeat that series of events one more time?
What's wrong with you, Big Mac? You're being awfully pushy.
It's the same thing no matter how many times you hear it. How long until you're satisfied?
How long? Till we figure it out. Till I uncover the full truth of this case. Okay, what do we got? Footprints in the powder, chem lab shelf, source of the powder. I might go with footprints on this one.
First, I went to Section C. That's when I grabbed the poison.
And you spilled some of the powder on the ground in front of the shelf.
Yeah. When I grabbed the bottle, I dropped it.
Okay, and then?
I moved from Section C to Section A.
You can't. There's no way. There'd be proof. There would be an imprint from her shoe.
You said you went to get the poison from Section C. And that's where you spilled the powder, right?
Yeah? What about it?
And after that, you said you moved from Section
Everyone's
C
like,
to
dude,
Section
you've
A to get
repeated
the
this like
protein.
8 times now. Get to the point.
But the footprints left at the scene were not moving from Section C to Section A. That contradicts what you just said.
Look!
Then maybe she moved in some weird direction on purpose to disguise her movements?
It's pretty short. She wouldn't be able to reach over the spill to get into Section C.
No, that can't be it. Remember what Hina just said?
I was just nervous, so I didn't notice I'd left a footprint.
What the? Hina, what's the meaning of this?
Well...
You lied to us. Plain and simple. If you look at the footprints, your movements in the chem lab are obvious. The powder had already been spilled when you came in, and you went straight to Section A. So you never went to Section C. Whatever you did there, it only involved Section A.
Well, you see...
What the?
Oh, Byakuga, you were wrong. Imagine that.
What the hell? What's going on here?
Oh man, you got knocked down a peg, didn't you?
And the footprints aren't the only problem with her account.
Her smug look is perfect.
Before I explain that part, I'd like to submit some new evidence.
New evidence? Impossible, there can't be.
Oh, poor Byakuga.
Are you sure? After all, you're the one that gave it to me.
I did?
The poison bottle?
It was hidden inside the bottle of poison you gave me. I'm amazed you, of all people, would miss such a vital clue. A truly grave
Oh my
oversight.
gosh, she's rubbing it in. He's mad.
Just say it already! What is it you think you found?
I found this.
A piece of glass?
It had sunk to the bottom of the bottle,
Dude, you could have died.
and the hidden clue was exposed, thanks to you ingesting the powder.
And somehow magically not getting a giant shard stuck in your throat.
I couldn't have solved the mystery without you. So, thank you for that.
But, what is it?
A glass shard, obviously. Oh, she scraped up the powder from the floor.
Oh, you still don't realize?
And got some of the
Well
glass.
then. Makoto, why don't you explain it?
Huh? Me?
Yeah, sure.
Fine. If you really do know, explain the meaning of that shard of glass.
Sure, I'm just guessing though. A shard of light blue glass Kyoko found in the bottle of poison. I think I remember now. I remember something this same shade of blue. Oh, the rec room window. The one I broke.
It's part of the window from the rec room door, right?
In the powder.
The window?
Dude, are you okay?
The window we broke to get in was light blue, just like that. So I think that must be it.
You're right. It must be. Of course, that leads to another question.
Hina messed with the crime scene after we got in.
How did a shard of glass from the window get inside this bottle of poison?
What's so strange about that?
What's strange is that, according to what Hina told us,
Where was the bottle of poison? Should have been when I broke the rec room window. According to what Hina told us.
I got it! The bottle of poison was left on the shelf in the chem lab. That is what you said, right, Hina?
So it shouldn't have had glass from the rec room in it. Is she okay? Goodness gracious.
And yet, somehow a piece of glass from the rec room window made its way into the bottle.
Everything Hina told us was a lie?
In reality, that bottle of poison most definitely found its way to the rec room. It was there at least until the window got broken. In other words, when the locked room was unlocked. There's no other way to explain the presence of that glass in that bottle.
And then, once the room was opened, the bottle somehow got moved back to the shelf in the chem lab. Meanwhile, the protein can we found at the crime scene was planted there.
That's right, because it's sitting on the glass.
That had to be after the locked room was opened. In other words, after Sakura died.
Wait, hold on. You're moving too fast.
Aw, Byakuga can't keep up.
I'll grant you, the bottle of poison may well have been in the rec room when it was locked, but how can you say the protein can was put there after the room was unlocked? We already know she was given the protein can with the poison inside, right?
That's what you said.
If that can wasn't there when she died, how did she get poisoned?
You're right. We do need to explain that. But before we do, there's something I'd like to confirm with everyone here.
Okay.
Huh?
It has to do with the protein can. After Sakura's body was discovered, did anyone move it or trip over it or anything like that?
What are you talking about? Is this some kind of loaded question?
Just answer.
Not at all. Just answer to the best of your ability.
Well, no, not that I remember.
Yeah, me either.
Not me.
Same here. Yeah, me either.
Okay then, that settles it. That proves that the protein can found its way to the murder scene after the room was opened.
Oh, come on! How can you say that?
He's so upset.
How can you know what I don't know?
Oh, could George smarter than you. The reason she can say that is because there's evidence. There's proof that someone brought the protein can to the rec room after it was opened. And that is the fact that it was sitting on the glass. Source the power emptied. Let's see. Not sure.
When it comes to that protein can, there's not a doubt in my mind. Until the locked room was unlocked, it absolutely was not in there.
So you're saying someone planted it there after we got the door open?
No. No, that's impossible. It had to have been in there the whole time. It had to be. It was
In there before the rec room was unlocked.
No? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna think here. No, it does make sense. I'm just not sure what clue I need. Hold on. Anything. It has to do with something with the protein drink. That's the only way it would make any sense.
When it comes to that protein can,
Gotta be
there's
this
not
one.
a doubt in my mind. Until the locked room was unlocked.
Is it this one? No? Okay. What am I doing? What are we doing? Sorry. I don't know what I'm doing.
When it comes to that
Almost
protein
positive
can,
it's the empty protein drink.
there's not a
That's what
doubt
we're
in my
talking.
mind. Until the locked room was unlocked, it absolutely was not in there.
So you're saying someone planted it there after we got the door open?
No. No, that's impossible.
He's so upset.
It had to have been in there the whole time. It had to be.
It was in there before the...
Oh, okay.
No,
I must have used the wrong one when I shot it the first time. Got it.
You remember how there was broken glass scattered all around the room, right?
Of course. It came from the window you broke to get in. What about it?
Well, those pieces weren't just scattered around the protein can.
They were under it.
We also found pieces underneath the can.
What?
Oh, whoa, we've never seen that one before.
And this proves it. It shows that the can must have been put down on the floor after the window was broken. So it had to be after we got into the room.
I see. So that's your explanation. Kyoko, earlier when you asked if anyone had moved the can or tripped over it,
Would have explained if it had been on the glass.
If that were the case, that would explain the can being on top of the glass.
So you asked everyone about it to eliminate that possibility right out of the gate.
And that's made everything clear, hasn't it? As long as it was a locked room, it only contained the bottle of poison, and not the protein can. But once the room was opened up, they were switched, and as a result, the protein can wound up in the rec room, and the bottle of poison returned to the chem lab.
if that's all true, then why did Sakura drink the poison? I thought we all agreed she was tricked into drinking it because of the protein can.
No, you were convinced.
No, that's not why. The only explanation is she drank it from its original bottle, knowing exactly what it was.
Precisely. She was alone in a locked room. All she had was the poison. What other possibility is there?
You're saying she drank it knowing what it was? Such a ridiculous fiction is...
Exactly what happened.
Then tell us already. Sorry. Please, tell us.
Oh, look at him being nice.
Before we get to that, we need to clarify one other thing. We need to establish who exactly got the poison from the chem lab and took it to the rec room.
It was Hina, right? She took it and gave it to Ogre.
What do you think, Makoto?
No. The one who got the poison from the chem lab and brought it to the rec room had to have been Sakura.
I got it! I think it was Sakura herself.
Huh? So Sakura, who was apparently murdered, just poisoned herself? What are you talking about? There's no way!
On the contrary, we know for a fact she went to the chem lab, right to the section full of poisons.
You're lying! Stop lying! Why? Why would you lie like that?
No, it's not a lie. Sakura definitely went to Section C. Kyoko already showed me the evidence I need. Now I have to hit Hina with it. I have to make her accept it. Yellow powder on her feet, hun. Okay. Oh, great, another one of these.
You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! I'm telling you, I did it! Stop talking! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! Wrong! You're wrong! I hate you! You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! I'm telling you, I did it! Stop talking! Do you have any kind of proof Sakura took the poison?
This should prove it.
It wouldn't let me choose any other ones. This is a really weird case.
Hina, did you know that Sakura's foot had a certain yellow powder stuck to it?
It did?
It did. The same yellow powder that had been spilled by the shelf in the chem lab. That powder was yellow, wasn't it? So the powder we found on Sakura, what else could it be but the powder from the chem lab?
Wait. So, what was that powder doing on Ogre's foot?
And it was only on her instep, right?
Sakura must have been standing right there where the powder was spilled. So the person who spilled the powder by the shelf wasn't Hina, but Sakura. And when Sakura dropped the bottle, she dropped it away from where she was actually standing, which is how she was able to avoid getting it all over herself. But the powder still got scattered around, and some of it must have wound up on her instep. Is there any problem with my thinking?
But why did Sakura pay a visit to Section C in the first place? The only explanation is that she was looking for poison. After all, that's all that section contained.
No! It was me! The poison! Because I killed her!
No, you didn't kill her.
The one that killed Sakura. The connection between Sakura and the poison, the unsolved mystery of the locked room. There's only one way to explain it. Oh, this is weird. Picking a,
Here's
dead
my
person's
answer!
picture.
The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
What?
Dude, his face.
The killer was Sakura?
Wait, so you're saying it was suicide?
I don't believe it. I don't believe it any more than I believe I can fly.
I can't believe it either. Or rather, I don't want to believe it. But when you really think about it, everything matches up. Sakura went and got the poison. She barricaded herself in a room, and she drank it, all so she could end her own life. And that explains why we couldn't solve the mystery of the locked room.
Because of course, Sakura wanted to create the...
I got it! The locked room mystery was created by Sakura.
I'm sure she locked herself in so nobody could stop her from doing what she did. She sat there, drank the poison, and breathed her last breath. And the empty bottle of poison rolled around the locked room until we came and opened it. At that point, someone grabbed the bottle and snuck it out of the room. And that was you, wasn't it, Hina? You did it to throw off the investigation, didn't you? When we found her body, you stayed right there near the door. Because you already knew Sakura was dead. And because the bottle of poison had rolled near the doorway.
That's when you picked up the bottle, right? I was too shocked to notice anything, and Kyoko was busy checking the body.
And the more I think about it, the more I realize how unusual your actions were.
I have to go get them. I have to go get the others. A shaky leg Tina left the restaurant.
You said you were going to go get everyone else.
But they appeared before she did.
But your real intention was to go to the chem lab and switch out the containers, wasn't it? Once you were at the chem lab, you headed straight to the section where the protein powder was kept. There, you took the powder and poured it into the bottle of poison you'd grabbed from the rec room. When you left the lab, all you had was the empty protein can. Thinking about it like that, the footprints make perfect sense.
When you were done, you gathered everyone together. And once you were back in the rec room...
So she made sure that no one else could mess with her body except for her.
While everyone else was focused on Sakura, you quietly placed the can on the ground. Honestly, I should have noticed. You should have been the first one to run up to Sakura's lifeless body. The Hina I know never would have left her side in a situation like that.
So, Sakura committed suicide. In order to hide this fact, Hina undertook a series of actions to undermine the investigation. As long as you could disguise the truth, you didn't care if we blamed you for her death. That's why you didn't bother to get rid of such obvious evidence, right? The footprints in the powder and the bottle of poison? Vital pieces of evidence, and yet...
So you're saying Hina consciously deceived us to make it look like she killed Sakura?
No! I killed her! I did it!
That's enough, Hina. It's over.
It's not! Nothing's over!
It is. Actually, no. You're right. You have to end this properly.
Okay. Alright. Let's see here. Oh, it's this one she got. So, must have been Byakuya getting his note, being like, nah, I ain't messing with that. Panic. And ahead. Coco. Magazine upside down. She was still alive though, so she panicked. But Sakura, being Sakura, was completely fine. That's when we came in and saw everything. What am I missing here? Hold on. Oh, right, this one. Okay, hold on. I think I messed up one in here. Hold on. Okay, no. Okay,
the
we're
killer
good.
is you! This case began when Sakura asked a number of people to meet her in the rec room.
Dude,
specifically,
his face.
Those people were Hiro, Toko, and Byakuya. But one of them headed out a bit earlier than the others. Toko.
Definitely a weird one.
She got there one step ahead of everyone else and looked around for a good hiding spot. And she found it. She crawled into the locker to get out of sight. Then, from inside the locker, she saw Sakura enter the room. Next to arrive was Hiro. When he got there, he mistakenly thought Sakura was going to try to kill him, so he panicked.
Dude.
Without thinking, he grabbed a nearby Monokuma bottle and attacked Sakura with it. Thinking he'd killed her, he hastily began covering up his crime. He took a magazine from the table and forged a dying message from Sakura. To that end, he wrote down a name.
Nope, I hear my baby. She is
By
awake.
writing her name, he was hoping to pin the murder on her. But of course, Toko had witnessed the whole thing. So
wrap
as
this
soon
up.
as the coast was clear, she jumped out of the locker and hid the magazine on the shelf with all the others. But in her rush, she made one little mistake. She put the magazine back upside down. Soon after, she watched as Sakura slowly opened her eyes. She also saw the blood dripping off Sakura's head and fainted. This caused her personality to switch back over to Genocide Jack. When she woke back up, her second personality also saw the blood-soaked Sakura, and she freaked out. And just like Hiro, she grabbed another Monokuma bottle and attacked her. This explains why there were 2 wounds on Sakura's head. Assuming Sakura really was dead this time, she set about disposing of the evidence. She gathered up the broken Monokuma bottle shards and the queen chess piece. And that explains how Sakura was attacked twice with the same type of weapon. But even after those 2 blows, she was still alive.
Dude, Sakura's tough.
So then, what was Sakura's actual cause of death? It was the poison that Sakura herself got from the chem lab. She turned the rec room into a true locked room scenario, and then drank the deadly mixture. And there, she took her final breath. Later on, the rest of us discovered that her body was in there. We had to smash the door's window to get inside. But someone already knew what had happened, knew that she had committed suicide. And that same someone quietly snatched the bottle of poison from off the ground. And while nobody was looking, replaced it with an empty protein can. They did all this specifically to place all the suspicion on themselves, in an attempt to guide the trial to a false conclusion. And the one who went to all that effort was you, Hina.
Okay, so how does this
That's
case
the
work?
full truth of the case. Sakura took her own life, and you claim to be the killer to hide that fact. Isn't that right?
That's what happened? But Makoto, how did you manage to... How were you able to uncover the truth that even I couldn't discern?
Huh? Oh, well, I mean...
You still haven't realized? We don't all act according to calculations and cost-benefit diagrams. That's what makes us so complicated. That's what you don't understand. And that's why you couldn't solve this case.
You're too stuck up.
See? Didn't I tell you? When you dismiss other people's feelings, it'll always come back to bite you in the end.
Only failed twice there. I feel like that was our best one.
Okay. I think we can all agree you made your point. Did you guys forget already? You still haven't voted yet.
Yeah, but how do we vote?
Oh yeah, that's right.
You seriously forgot? I can feel my energy draining out of me.
Come on, Monokuma, wrap this up. I hear my baby.
Well, whatever. You don't really have a choice anyway. You just gotta do it. Maybe you don't want to, but please grab your lever and cast your vote. So, who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
But it was Sakura. How does this one work? This is weird.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, I'm gonna call it here. I hear my baby making all the noises, and we know how this ended. We will pick this up next time. Thanks everybody for coming, and have a good rest of the day.